Ian Clayton there, and today we're going to talk about keywords. This is going to be about a 20-minute video, and there's quite a bit to it. So hold tight. It's going to give you the cutting-edge ideas about what makes you more competitive and how you choose the right keyword and how you beat out other people that are entrenched in the position. If you do this right, you are off to a flying start. So watch till the end. So let us pretend we have an electronic store and we're trying to sell a bunch of TVs or something like that. Let's start with a TV as an example. So the very first thing that I would do is go to Google and look at, do a search and see what Google suggests. As you're typing in, you'll see Google is suggesting options. So TV by itself is going to give you 10 billion results. We need to go more specifically on something that people would be searching for, ready to buy. So we'd be looking at model numbers probably. And there you are, model comparisons, but not specific enough. We really need to go down to a particular model to be very specific. So XEL is a model number, and look at what's happening here. We're seeing people looking for XEL, Sony OLED XEL TV. Then I'm looking at what are my competition. Well, we have 127,000 results, so that's doable. All right, so you're getting, what we're just trying to do is to home in on on a precise word that people are searching for and that we can use in our marketing campaign. We're just getting ideas at this stage. We're not going to do anything with this particularly, just to get some ideas. And I want to show you how the Google Suggest works, and it's very useful. And let's go to travel, romantic getaways. Funny enough, there doesn't seem to be very much commercial interest in that particular word. Perhaps it's priced off the map. Oh, look at them. They're all down at the bottom here. So that's a little strange. Go to the second page and see they're up at the top. All right, well, Google is just playing around with those numbers for some reason. I don't know why that is. That's a little unusual. It may be something they're doing right now. But I want to experiment with this word here a little bit more and go romantic holidays. And there we are for couples, USA. So in is a good word. Romantic holidays around the world. It's very unspecific. And again, a lot of people in there. So romantic holiday destinations maybe. Again, not a lot of people advertising on that, so not big. We're in here. Our company has got a site in here, romantic holiday destinations. This one, it's on the first page of Google on about number 3 or 4 or something like that. Romantic holiday specials, packages, and we're number 1. All right, so armed with that sort of information, you get an idea of, it's competitive. We talk about war in the book, and this is the war. You're trying to get to the top of Google amongst 13 million different listings. These are all websites or pages within websites that are listing, and there are 13 million of them listing. How do you get to the top? Well, everyone's trying to do the same thing. So first thing to do is to find a niche that not everyone is in. Try and narrow it down somewhat to a smaller number. And you see, we have got to the top in this one, but you're going to be very lucky if you do that. That took us a little while, and that site has been there for some time now, and it's been done very cleverly in a whole bunch of things that we'll teach you throughout the course of the book. And if you join our tutorials, we'll go through these things step by step, so you really understand how to ace this thing. And it can be done perfectly in harmony with what Google wants you to do. So having said that, let's go into Google AdWords and let's just take a look at this travel. I'll do other things as well as travel, but I know the travel industry very well. I've had a lot of experience in that, so I'm going to stick to that for this particular example. But in other examples, we'll use whatever industry you want. Send me your emails, tell me what industry it is, and I'll do something for you specifically. I'm going to do an example of every chapter in the book. And it may or may not be free, but certainly we're giving away the bonus of at least 2, maybe more, in the first while. I've put all the names in here that I thought were sort of interesting in terms of romantic travel, romantic hotels. I have 300 clients in the Caribbean, so that would be a good name. I'll go into the broad and exact and other things over here. This is important. Broad is the widest. It means that I could get, if somebody was looking for most romantic hotels in the Caribbean, my romantic hotels would be a contender for that. We'll go into that another time. You can click on advanced options where you can select different countries, all countries. And if you select a different country, it comes out in what they call a local monthly search. And this here, the global search, is everything. So this is a good way, but hopping between these two is a good way to see the difference between words in different countries and different ethnic groups. So you've done all that, of course. You click the search button there, and you get your results coming down this list. And this is these are the two columns that you're going to look at mostly, and these are the numbers of monthly searches, local monthly search or the global monthly search. You can organize this by clicking on either one of them, and it'll organize that accordingly. You can choose to organize it by keywords. Click here, and these will be alphabetically sorted. I like to just look at the numbers in here, and I organize it by descending order. I think that this is a little big. You probably have some trouble with getting your page into the top of Google's list for romantic getaways. Huge amount of work, and sometimes it's not worth it. That's what we need to look at. What are you going to get out of it? Because we're not interested in just returning traffic to you. We want to return bookings to you. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into building a whole network that links back to you, and a whole marketing campaign, the magazines, the articles, the videos. A fair amount of work goes into building that content that can become viral on the internet. But let's not get sidetracked. We're looking at which keyword to choose. And my rule of thumb is anything over 10,000 is good. I will go after small words like these ones here, because if I get 3,000 people, if this is a converting word, then 1,000 persons a month is a lot. Any of these is a lot. 700, if they're going to see me, if I can get on top of Google for that 720 people, or this 1,600 people, or these 360 people, and I know that this is a converting word, then I will go for it. But the balancing act is you don't want to waste your energy on a small number. You want to head up here to the 10,000 mark. I'm going to show you something that's kind of interesting here. I've got in here romantic holiday destinations and romantic vacation destinations. Now, the total number is 3,600 and 1,600. I have chosen to look at the UK market up here at the moment. Now, when I go in here and look at this 3,600 vacations, the UK market, 28 people. Holidays, the UK market, 1,000 people. Well, that stands to reason. UK uses the word holiday and America uses the word vacation. Now, I'm going to change it around, and you'll see immediately. In the US, holiday destinations has gone down to 73, but vacation destinations is quite a bit higher. And that's one of the issues, of course, in selecting and strategizing with your keywords, is you do have to look at different countries, and we'll show you another technique to do that. And you do have to think of a way to incorporate the two words in your text, or to create two pages. It's better to incorporate it in the text, because two pages can get you into problems with duplication. What I like to do is look down here at the bottom. These are all Google suggestions for alternative words and phrases. And here you will see romantic is number 1. Romantic hotel getaways is high competition. We've got 75. These are doable. We can work with this. We can make this work. If you're doing it on your own, you won't have all of the skills, the knowledge to make it work, and you would be better off going down, around this area to pick something up around here. A lot of the old-fashioned SEO things just don't work anymore, and you've got to have someone that understands how to use social media, how to use video, how to use article marketing, how to use blogging to get this word out for you to really convert. What I tend to do is I copy these keywords down. If I'm going to do a project, I'll download this, I'll download all of them, and I'll create a file, and a bunch of stuff that goes on here, which you just ignore. There it is. I'm going to open it up to CSV. It'll open up in Excel. And there's all of your words. So what I do is I just copy all of these words. Okay? I may have chosen one of them specifically. I may have chosen whatever. It doesn't really matter. I copy them all. I save this file because I'm going to look at it over and over again. But when I'm writing my articles, I may have 5 or 6 pages. I will take a theme, like all of this stuff here, and I might put all of these words in one page. This is now getting into SEO. So SEO and keywords are really, as far as I'm concerned, you do them together. You can't really separate them. What we're thinking about when we're doing keywords is SEO, search engine optimization. We're using keywords so that people will find us, so that we'll get seen in the right place. And we're going to then think about how we're going to use those words in our pages. So if you copy this down, when you start building your pages, you can use some of these words. Again, be careful. Don't overdo it. Don't look spammy. Don't create a pea soup and then make it into a chicken and strawberry and apple soup, because that is not going to make any impact on Google. You've got to create a pea soup. If you're making pea soup, make a pea soup. Don't make a mixture. Keep your pages authentic. But you can use romantic getaways, romantic holidays. These are all the same themes. And Google likes to see these semantic names that are leading to the same idea. And they check for that. They will look through and see, well, is this really about romantic getaways? Is he using holidays, travel, destinations, packages, and things that go along with that? That'll reinforce the message inside of your pages that you want Google to understand. I'm saying Google, 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 but it means Bing and everybody else. Google is like 80% of the marketplace, so I'll say Google when I mean search engine. Then what else do you need to know about keywords? One other thing that you need to know about keywords, and that is, how is the word trending? So we go to Google Trend and enter in romantic holidays. It's a fairly stable trend. It's had a good run, 2006, 2009. It's gone down a bit in 2011, but I think that's a trend that's normal across all words, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And I'm going to look at vacations. Vacations to me seems to be going down a little bit more steadily than holidays. And vacations, look here, we've got United States and Canada, and nothing from the UK. Maybe holidays is the word to work with. Well, you see, you've got Australia, you've got a much more international crowd. United States is very small, and Canada a little bit more in vacations than in holidays. And it breaks it down by area, cities as well. So finally, we're going to take a look at this business of phrase matching. If you click them all on, then you get a pretty good idea of what is happening here. For example, there's romantic, it's the 450, high competition, romantic with the exact match. The brackets around it gives you 22,000, and the phrase romantic getaways gives you 165,000. I think the best way to look at what's actually happening there is to go into Google's the explanation of the matches. So the first one is the phrase match, and that's with the quotation marks around it, and that's getting any search that has this phrase in it. So red tennis shoes, buy tennis shoes, photos, etc. will be collected. The exact match is with the bracket around, and then it's going to look for tennis shoes, and that's it. Someone has to key in the word tennis shoes, nothing else. If you put in red tennis shoes, it's not going to show up. And the broad match, it'll get everything. Anything that has tennis or shoes is going to get caught. So if we go back to our words here, the 450 is anyone that's looking for romantic, and anyone that's looking for a getaway. Well, that's not really unspecific, because it's still in our broad match. But if we wanted romantic getaway, then we'd be looking really at 22,000. And if we had a phrase with romantic getaway, it's 165. So that's all we're going to cover at this point. There's a lot more to this, but I think the next one will go a little bit more into SEO, and that we'll be still looking at the value of the keyword, and then how we're going to use that. And we're also going to look at who our competition is and how they're using it. And from all of that is where we make our decision as to what our target is. Now, I'll tell you, I'll spend several days in doing all of this work. It's not just picking a keyword. There's so much more to it. If I'm not happy with the keywords that I'm finding, I'll go and use some other tools to explore different types of keywords. There's quite a bit of software out there that does allow us to dig very deeply And we use it all. So this is not a trivial part of the equation. This is a very important part. This is where you start. And it has a lot of ramifications on where you go. So it's important to do it well. And in summary, you choose a word that's not too competitive, is trending, the right trend, has at least 10,000 or more searches monthly, some flexibility in that, has generally less than 300,000 results in search. Now, you can go higher, but choose your words that you're going to be able to make a success on to start off with, because you can always go back in once you've got some traction and got something on the net. Then that becomes your credibility to move forward and build in other keywords. You can do that through blogging and videos and all the rest of the things that you can add on. What I mean by that, you might choose to go with something like romantic getaway destination. There's not going to be a lot of competition in that particular set. There'll be a lot of competition for romantic getaways, but romantic getaway destinations, not a lot. You can get established in there, and once you've got established, Google will then give you some authority for that page and that site. You could then have another strategy to build onto that and start building your romantic getaways, your romantic hotels, all the other things that you want to add on. So that's the strategy. It's a good one, and it works. And we look forward to working with you, and really appreciate your involvement, appreciate your stopping by, and appreciate your buying the book. Bye for now.